Singing raises your vibration. That is the topic of the video today, and I genuinely believe it to be true that alongside breathing and praying, singing is probably the easiest and quickest way you could potentially raise your vibration, especially whenever you're fearful and you're anxious. And for me, the reason I even say this is because I just had a personal experience where I ran into a crackhead downtown at the bus stop on my way home from work tonight. Very cold weather too. It started off innocent enough. He was talking to me, asking me whenever the bus was going to arrive because he just wanted to get home. And it ended up not being so innocent in nature, I don't think. He started kind of cussing under his breath. I could tell he was angry. He was kind of flailing around a bit. He was hugging the pole, doing something with it. And then eventually it kind of graduated to him asking me where I lived. And that was very concerning because, like I told him, I don't genuinely really go around letting people know those things, especially random strangers. If you're my friend, yeah, buddy, but random stranger at the bus stop is not buddy. I'm not giving that information. But he said, and I quote, "Oh, but we're on the same bus route anyway, so it doesn't really matter." Huh? What are you insinuating? You're gonna watch me anyway? That was kind of even more creepy. So the fear and anxiety built, and I can tell that this guy was under demonic attachment. He was definitely being hosted because he was on drugs, and that's what happens whenever you're on drugs. I've unfortunately had an experience witnessing that. And so I was fearful, I was anxious, but I was playing into that, and that's not a good thing. I was asking for guidance and protection, and eventually the bus came. But before it came, I heard him say under his breath, "Die." And at the same moment, my phone died, which was very, very strange because it shouldn't have been dying. It had enough battery, but no, it was dead. The bus arrived, and thankfully, it didn't take much convincing for the bus driver to let me on. He let me on, and I walked to my seat, sat down, and that same guy sat down beside me, and it was weird. I was creeped out and anxious. I was worried. I was planning to hop out at a stop before where I really need to get out because I don't want him following me, and I was just running through the possibilities in my mind, fearful. But in that moment, I started singing. I knew that was the fastest way from previous experience to raise my vibration. I was like, "God, Yeshua, Holy Spirit, please take the fear away from me. All this anxiety, release it. No demons get through to me, I'm with you. I love you and I trust you dearly." That is what I did, and like a switch, I instantly felt everything ease down. Even though I was still vigilant because there was potentially harm in the situation, I calmed right down because I knew that God has me protected through every single angle imaginable. He is never going to let any attack like that get through to me. But you can't feed into that fear because whenever these people are being hosted, the entities attached to people can recognize whenever someone's high vibration. So they're going to do things or say things that are going to get you to be fearful and anxious because that lowers your vibration. And that's what they want ultimately, is to lower your vibration. But you can't feed into that. So go to God, ask for guidance, ask for protection, sing your praise, sing for these things, and it's going to ease everything within, and you're going to just know that you're safe, you're guided, you're protected. And that's what I did in that moment, and it worked. And this is applicable not just in those kind of situations where it's a legitimate fear, but also in situations where you're kind of manufacturing anxiety for yourself. I've personally had that experience where I'm a very over-worrying person. So sometimes I'm fearful of things that it's like a very rare possibility that's not going to happen, but by focusing on that, it's lowering my vibration, and who knows, maybe that's going to come to me because of that. So if you ever find yourself in a similar situation to me, honestly, just go back to the basics. Breathe, slow yourself down, pray, ask for guidance and protection, and start singing praise. And you're going to instantly feel relief because fear is going to be stripped away from you because you are going to know that you're guided and you're protected and you're safe and God has you and you can feel him present in that moment. So practice that in those situations, and genuinely it'll make things 100 times better, all that fear alleviated. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I just wanted to get that off the dome, and I hope that it could be of good use to you in the future. Hopefully you don't have to go through anything like that, but yeah, times happen, and that works. So have a good one. Peace.